Thank you. As the mayor of the city that was bombed by atomic bomb, of course, we can understand how you feel about nuclear weapon and your desire and wish to have a nuclear weapon-free world. The governor, since he became the governor in 2011, he has put his efforts in promoting Hiroshima as a peaceful prefecture. I also welcome all of you who are from from Japan as well as from the world. As the mayor just mentioned, he thanked Rotary International as well as welcoming Rotarians from International. So I'm not going to repeat. However, of course, I share his feeling and his welcome. Regarding nuclear weapon-free world, and of course, with our history in this city, and especially as the governor of this prefecture, I believe this is one of my important missions. However, not only because I am the governor, I was born in Hiroshima, and I grew up in Hiroshima, and work in Hiroshima right now. Therefore, as a person living here, breathing Hiroshima, I believe it is important to have a world that is free of nuclear weapon. Of course, there are a lot of lives lost with that disastrous experience, and there are a lot of people suffering from the radiation. So we have a responsibility that we should pay to those people. Although this is kind of a disaster that was created by human, however, I believe that we, a human being, have to use our power to rid of those kind of horrible power that we put upon other human. So that I believe that is our responsibility. Personally, my father worked in University of Hiroshima, and he was a researcher studying what the disaster of Hiroshima has impacted human behavior from the sociological point of view. And he has interviewed many victims in his research. So I understand quite well, what the nuclear weapon can bring about in human life as well as human society. So I believe I have a great sympathy and empathy toward these victims and our city. However, as the responsible person, as a person who is responsible for our, as a government officer, I have this so-called the Peace City, Hiroshima. This is something that I would like to promote. So when we think about nuclear weapon, however, I believe it is not as simple as to say that we don't have a nuclear weapon anymore, then we will have a peaceful world. Because when we think about the reason why we have nuclear weapon, and of course, these nuclear weapons will become a deterrent to peace, which in addition to the nuclear weapon, there are more reasons or more factors that really deter peace, which is Rotarians are tackling with. So we really need to think further. What are the factors that deter peace? So whether nuclear weapon is an absolute evil, that is something we may have to really put our thoughts into. And Hiroshima, as a city that recovered from the sad history of human, we have to both think about, inclusively think about these kind of nuclear weapon disaster, as well as the human power that can make a society recover from disaster. Regarding nuclear weapon, as the mayor of Hiroshima had just said, it is important to tell about the fact of what a nuclear weapon can do. And this is probably a very unique experience for Hiroshima. So we have the responsibility. We should play an important role to talk about it. And we have Hiroshima Roundtable, which is to have many people from around the world to come together and discuss about our experience and about nuclear weapon and about radiation. So, and also we talk about what should be the process of abandoning nuclear weapon. And as far as our recovery efforts is concerned about, Mr. Mahia from UNITAR had mentioned UNITAR has an office in Hiroshima, and JICA has a presence in China. And we also are involved with Iraq and Afghanistan, receiving a lot of people who came to Hiroshima for training to build a civil society and how to rebuild the society from war. So it is important, in my mind at least, that it is important that we have to remember that humans have power to rebuild. And maybe although we have victims that experience sad experiences, but we can be a model in showing people that we can rebuild and we can have dream. I think Hiroshima has this responsibility as well as important role to play. So I believe Hiroshima can be an important city to advocate for peace building and to show people that is indeed this can be done. And of course, we are going to build a society that is with security and safety. In July, we are going to have an event that is called World Peace Concert. The purpose of it is we are inviting Quincy Jones and other famous musicians around the world to disseminate the message about peace. And the proceed that we receive from this concert will be used to promote peace. Hiroshima, I believe, is well known in Japan as a name. And I believe Hiroshima has a mission to let people know the importance of the message of peace and how important it is to deal with nuclear weapon. So it is important to have on the prefectural level a good relationship with the city level and to work together to promote peace and banning of nuclear weapon. So I am moving forward to make appeal to the people around the world to make people understand how important it is to have a peaceful world and to have activities that we will invite people from around the world to visit Hiroshima because when they come to Hiroshima and see what happened before and what Hiroshima today is, they will understand the importance of advocacy for peace.